Must be exhausting. Yes, indeed. Great man. Been working hard. He's been going through how many states? 35.
Hey guys, let's all come back here. Press. Here. Good.
Well, congratulations for working so hard. You didn't know this was going to happen. This just comes about, and I think you know Mike Pence, who's very, very large. It's been a fantastic year. That's right. It is absolutely. Well, anything we can do, let us know. It's an honor to be with you. I know how hard you're working. People are exhausted. They just don't work their lives.
We have been nonstop since Sunday when waters began to recede and people began to go back to their homes. And now it's a relief effort where we've got people coming here every day making an application for Samaritan's First. We've got volunteers. Of course, we're grateful that you responded to the call to come down to draw attention to the need of volunteers. We're not asking for the government. We're asking for Americans to come and help one another, and they're responding. And as I told you earlier, Franklin was the first call that I made. And within 48 hours, Samaritan's First was in my parking lot. So I'm grateful for
this is so important because these areas that flooded had never flooded before. So outside of a 500 or 1,000-year storm where some of these people flooded, elderly people and people didn't have flood insurance. So we're going to have to do it thanks to the great communities, the churches, and your group. It's the only way we're going to rebuild their lives, through donations and through the hard work of our neighbors and people across the country.
So this never happened before?
Never. And so most of the people didn't have flood insurance. Along the coast, we know you better have flood insurance for hurricanes. In these parishes, this is historical. We've never seen anything like it. So such a large portion doesn't have flood insurance and won't get any help from the government. So it's churches and people helping people that's going to make the difference.
And there's some people really in trouble because of this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Physically in trouble, and some of them.
These volunteers across Louisiana have been gutting homes for elderly people that can't do it themselves. And it's just an incredible amount of, makes you proud to be a Louisianan American.
And what about a financial challenge for different people?
Well, that's what we'll do with the donations, reaching out with your help, telling people to donate. We'll be able to make these people whole again. But it'll be on the back of America and not on the government.
And the Lieutenant Governor is coordinating all of the volunteer efforts, people like from Indiana or around the country that want to come.
We have a sign up, and we send those out to where churches or organizations need it, but we also need to get them the money because they know best what the people need. And we need to get the money in the hands of these groups and the churches that can take care of their community. And they do a great job.
Does the state like have an insurance policy or something?
The state has on their buildings, but nothing to help out.
Nothing to help out.
80% of the people that flooded have no flood insurance because this was, as you said, these are areas that have never flooded before. So when you consider that that's the biggest investment that people make in their lives is their homes, they're gone. And so giving them hope, Franklin coming down, other ministries that are your convoy of hope, and all the other ministries, and then you actually coming here when our president was too busy on vacation. We do hope that there's a change in the housing in Pennsylvania Avenue, but here we want to rebuild. And we just want the government out of the way, and we want America to know that we need to help with one another.
So what percentage of the houses are on higher land where they weren't affected? What's So it's all pretty much low end.
Well, it's low relatively speaking, but like our home, which is at 72 feet, it's pretty higher end here. We've never had any flooding. If we flooded, the whole place is really low.
180, one couple that lived in the same house for 50 years, elderly couple. We talked, they had never flooded. And when they had to choose between paying their bills and paying flood insurance, they paid their bills because they had never flooded. 50 years in the same house. They flooded for this event.
And you said,
It's difficult to get the overall numbers because some places have become islands, but there is, what I've understood, there's two of the parishes where 80% of the homes have gone through. 80% are out of their homes. And I watched NBC last night. They gave 25 seconds to our situation here. And, we need a little more than that.
What percentage of the homes are destroyed? In other words, they can't be saved.
That's hard to say.
Most of them can be saved.
They'll be
They've got-
gutted.
they've got to
You have to
be
gut them completely down to the wood studs and rebuild from inside.
And another challenge you gotta remember is not only did they lose their homes, most of them lost their vehicles, so transportation is an issue as well. So not only the homes flood, the vehicles flooded as well, so it really becomes.
and all their life's belongings.
Right.
That's what they built up their whole life.
And that's cool.
Schools,
But we,
Federal government has not put you up.
I have no idea.
Well, the FEMA team's been on the ground, they've been traveling with us around the state, and through this process, we'll see. But had it not been for organizations and private citizens feeding and stepping up to bridge the gap, the federal government never comes too quick.
Cajun Navy showed up with flatbed boats.
It did. It was all flooded. But here's Mr. Trump, the big issue here, and why I'm so grateful you came and stopped at a church, is that this is a part of religious freedom, about having institutions that are right there in the community that are the first to respond. People didn't turn to Washington. They didn't even turn to the Baton Rouge Council. They turned to their local church. And what's happening under the policies of our government today is diminishing the role of the church. We're grateful we're here to do what needs to be done. That's a part of your Johnson part of that is that you're so important. It's giving it
You know about the Johnson Amendment?
Yep.